Hello my beautiful friends, welcome. My name is Christina Marie from BeautyAmaB. I do beauty reviews, tutorials, unboxing, spoilers, and giveaways. Today we have our dreaded, it's good that I do this, eyeshadow palette declutter. I'm not going to be one that has this huge collection, although I think what I do have is pretty large for me. And I don't like stuff just sitting there, and if it's not getting used, why is it in my collection? Why doesn't it go to somebody else? Before you guys ask, I do have a bunch of nieces and friends who are already laying claims to stuff that I am decluttering, so those are all spoken for. I want to welcome anybody who's new here. Thank you so much for checking us out. Every month I do an eyeshadow palette giveaway. For the month of January, it is the Violet Voss Violet Sunset palette. It's what I have on my eyes today. It looks like this. My giveaways are really easy. Be subscribed to the channel, watch the videos in their entirety. Do look in the description box down below under current giveaways. It'll take you to the video. It talks about how to do that one, as well as my many other ones. So let's dive in, because I got a feeling this is going to be a long one. Grab your favorite drink, sit back, and let's get into it. So I do have on my desk some of my favorites, so let's just get those out of the way because they're not going anywhere. Sydney Grace Tamptalia palettes. They are absolutely stunning. They are, love the Sydney Grace formula, and their color, this color story is gemstones, and I love gemstones on my eyes. I think that's kind of what looks the best if I'm not doing just kind of a neutral, cool tone look. Love working with these. The Ace Beauty Falling For You palette is pretty new to my collection, and it is their revamped formula. I do like the revamped one over the old formula that they did, and it kind of looks like this. I really do like the Natasha Denona Mini. This is her Lila palette. Of course, I like what's on my eyes today. It is the Violet Voss Violet Sunset palette, and I already showed you guys what this one looks like. Guys, these are some of my faves. We're getting to my favorites. Colande Cosmetics. I do have in here some of our multi-chromes and some of our glitters. I mean, these multi-chromes, they are, they are stunning. Look how they shift tones. I mean, they're just gorgeous. Here's another one that's pretty new. It is the Pat McGrath's Mothership Mega Celestial Odyssey palette. I need to play around with this one more. It looks like this. This is my first Pat McGrath palette, my only Pat McGrath palette that I have. You know, I know this one's discontinued, and it's gone out of business, but I really do like it. And it is the Tati Beauty Volume 1 palette. Especially this time of year, you want those holiday looks. Love it. Two transition palettes that I do like are the Viseart. It's an all matte. It's more of a warm tone. When I do want that all matte cool tone look, I will use the Domini Cosmetics Transitions palette. And looks like this. These are not going out anywhere. I've got Natasha Denona. I've got the Glam palette. This is fairly new to me. Looks like this on the inside. I do love the cool tones on my face more than I do like warm tone shades. And then this one is just so fun. The Circle Loco Natasha Denona one. It's just a fun palette. I only have one Rare Beauty palette, and I'm going to keep this. It is an all shimmer palette, so for me, I do need to use one of those transition palettes with it. And looks like this on the inside. Palette that is going away. It is time. I've tried working with this. This is the Covergirl Jewel Tones. I told you guys I love jewel tones. These fade to nothing as soon as you put them on your eyes. They are one big muddy hot mess. and I've tried working with this 7 days from Sunday. Another one that has got to go that I've tried working with so much, and it's bad news bear situation, is the Ather Beauty. I mean, I absolutely love this color story. I don't like how I couldn't get them to show up on my eyes at all. So that one, it needs to go. I think it's time we part ways with the Dose of Colors Marvelous Moths palette. It's pretty, it's an all neutral palette. And so I think this one is gonna go. The Natasha Denona Star palette is gonna stay. I really like this one. This is the mini. You know, I talked about Ace Beauté and their old formula. This is one of their old formula ones, and the mattes are really hard to work with in their old formula, so this one is gonna go. Okay, let's talk Huda Beauty for a moment. I have a bunch of her kind of Obsessions palettes. I do have this lilac one. I like it, but for me, it's better used as a topper. So I'm gonna keep it for now. I'm not quite sure about next year, we'll see. It works great as a topper over this one. This one is the Amethyst. Looks like this. So in conjunction, those two work really well together. This is the Huda Beauty Warm Browns. I think I am going to declutter this. It only has that one shimmer in the center. And it's a warm tone palette. And I look better in cool tones. So that's when this one's gonna go. The Huda Beauty Emerald Obsessions palette. For whatever reason, when I use these shades, they turn to mud on me. So these are gonna go. And I'm gonna keep the Sapphire Huda Beauty Obsessions palette. Looks like this on the inside. And then I am going to get rid of the gemstones. I had really high hopes for this. It is an all shimmer palette, and I had this like about a week or 2 weeks, and the shade just completely shattered on me. So I'm going to get rid of this one. I do have two of the smaller Viseart palettes. I have the Petite Pro Un. They both make really, really good travel palettes. Here's what this one looks like. And I'm keeping both of them. And then this is the Petite Pro Deux palette. It's more kind of on the pinky mauve side. From IBY Beauty is the City Limits palette. And it makes a really, really good travel palette. I think I'm going to keep this. BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil. I don't gravitate towards this one anymore. There's some other BH formulas that I want to try. But here's what this one looks like. I only have 3 color pop palettes right now. I am gonna get rid of the It's My Pleasure. It's just starting to crack and break, but it is a really, really pretty palette. I really, really do like this one. It's just a big fat mess. But I am gonna keep the Meant to Be. Looks like this. And I am gonna keep Blue Moon. She's pretty. I do have a bunch of the Natasha Denona 5 pounds. The one over mini that I haven't gotten talked about yet is the Mini Nude. Really do like this one. I do have our Love palette. Really pink, purple, pretty. I don't think I'm gonna get rid of any of the Natasha Denona ones. And these rest of these are all the full size 5 pan palettes that retail for $48. This is her number 6. This one came in a BoxyCharm. It's Anya. It's really, really fun to work with. And actually I got all of these in BoxyCharm, either on their add-ons or they were made specifically for BoxyCharm. This one is made specifically for BoxyCharm. This is a great small neutral palette if you want to throw something in to do with neutrals. Then this is the Peak palette that was also made for BoxyCharm. And then the rest I just purchased from like their add-on sales. This is their number 7, number 11. This is an all shimmer palette. I do wish that there were 1 or 2 mattes in here. This one is just stunning. It's her number 10. I love using kind of these next 3 kind of in conjunction with each other. This is the Cranberry palette. You could use this along with this, or I like using the Cranberry along with the Coral palette. I have two Hip Dot palettes of the Cenote and the Xeon. So a lot of these palettes and everything that I've gotten through BoxyCharm or Ipsy, a ton of them. This is the Zion. I really like the Hip Dot formula. It's kind of one of those more affordable formulas that are really, really good. Here's the Cenote palette. A brand that I don't think gets the love that it should is the Bella and Argent. This is their Nude Intuitive Vision palette. I really, really like their formula. I do wish the shades were a little bit darker. But here's that one. These two, I go back and forth on. I do have that from Anastasia Beverly Hills, the Modern Renaissance. I did just pick it up this year. It's a really, really pretty palette. And the Subculture, if I wanted to go that grunge look. And I've got this awesome shade down here. This Electric. It's just really, really cool. So keeping both of those for now. My Nomad, I have the America's Parks. Love this. Another one that I don't think it's loved that it should. I really like the Nomad formula. So over the years, this is my favorite Tarte palette that I have. It is their Tarteist Pro. It looks like this. The shade here is really, really cool. Palette that I'm like gonna kind of get rid of is from Ofra, the Good to Go palette. I just like their face formulas more than I do their eyeshadow formulas. So I think I'm gonna pop out this highlighter and probably this contour and blush shades. I do have the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. This isn't going anywhere. I don't care if this thing all crumbles and everything else. It's the sentimental value behind it. It reminds me of my son. My son is a cross-country and college runner, and it's not going anywhere. And it really is really, really pretty. It looks like that on the inside. So, Domini Cosmetics. I know they are discontinuing the larger one that this came from. I think it was the Celestial Storm palette. Some of these shades in here I really do like, but I think it's time to part ways. But I am going to keep the Berries and Cream palette from Domini Cosmetics. It's a really kind of cool berry tone palette. Marc Jacobs, I do have two palettes. I have the Electric and the Frivolex. I think I am going to declutter the Frivolex. And I'm going to keep this one. Just reminds me kind of the holidays, sparkle time. I am going to decide to get rid of the IBY palette and the Rare Beauty palette. I just don't see myself using them that much. Now we get in to the big daddies, and the rest is all Juvia's Place. Because I used to think that I had to collect them all. I had a really bad habit with that. But I've since broken it. I think I only bought one Juvia's Place palette this year, so that was pretty good for me. So let's talk about what we're going to keep, what we're not. Start off with the smaller ones. I do only have two of the quads. I have the Disco Party featuring Fumi. It does have two pressed glitters in it. And then the Melissa one. The Melissa one is just so pretty. It does have that pressed glitter. I so wish that they would stop doing that. That's just my preference. So I'm going to get rid of this one. It does have the two in it. The La Mariposa Yummy palette it's just a fun summer palette. It does have that one pressed glitter, but the other shades are so much fun. So I'm going to keep that one. One that I'm going to get rid of is the Taupes palette. Just these shades are so light that they don't do anything for me. So it's going to go. I'm going to keep the Sweetest Pinks. Look how fun that is. The Mauves palette I'm going to keep. I love the Juvia's Place for me, you guys. If you guys want a kind of on the not super expensive side. It's not, I wouldn't say it's drugstore because it's not necessarily sold in the drugstores, but it's kind of almost about that same price point. the Nubian Royal palette. This palette is just gorgeous. And I really, really love this one, especially like for New Year's Eve or something. It's super pretty. It is a pressed glitter though, but I'm keeping that one. I am also going to keep the Nubian Glow, because I don't have any like orange tone palettes. I do think I'm going to get rid of that nudes one. It's just, it's too light for me. I don't know who has the light enough skin tone for this, but it's just too light for me. The violets I absolutely love. Look how pretty. Along with the berries. The berries is actually really, really cool too. So keeping those. I am going to get rid of the first, I think this was their very, very first palette ever. This is the Nubian one. Looks like this. It's just, the shades are more on that warmer tone, and I do better on, if they're neutral shades, more on the cooler tone side. There is kind of a warmer tone palette of hers coming up that I am going to keep. So I'll do that one instead of this one. The chocolate's so fun, especially for January. And like the winter months, loving this. And then let's get rid of, I think I'm gonna do the Fumi Queen palette. It looks like this. So we'll get rid of that one. Okay, now we have a bunch of our mid-size and 9-pound palettes. The Saharan is really, really pretty. I don't reach for it anymore. So I'd rather give it to somebody else who could use it. The Afrique, I think I am going to love. I love some of the bright colors in here. I'm keeping that one. I am going to keep the Nomad, because when I want like a grungy look, I go for this one. I am going to keep the Zulu, I think. Yeah, it's a really pretty rainbow palette. And I do like the Dolce because it's kind of more on that pastel side. Like that one. I think I am going to get rid of the coral one. I just don't reach for it that much. I'd rather see somebody else get some love. I love this palette. This is the Warrior 3. Again, it goes really good with that other rainbow one. Now, I talked earlier about how there was a kind of a neutral palette in here that did have some warm tones that I did like better than the first Nubian. This is the first Warrior. Really, really do like this one. Makes a great travel palette. I absolutely love this palette. This is the Tribe. It is, I mean, it's stunning. Love, love, love this one. This one is another one of my favorites, the Saharan. So, so pretty. I think I am going to get rid of the Warrior 2. It is an all matte palette, and I already have a couple of all matte palettes from other brands that I just like more than this one. The Festival, what are we going to do with you? We're going to keep, because this white up here, and it's got like this pink kind of shift to it, is most stunning inner corner. So keeping that. Okay, now we're down to her bigger palettes. I am, I think, going to keep both of the Wahalas. This is the first one. Looks like this. I do wish that there weren't as much pressed glitter in them. And this is the Wahala 2. I think between the two of them, the Wahala 2 is my favorite just because of the bright, fun shades. But again, it does have 3 pressed glitters in it. So we're keeping both the Wahalas. Nubian 2 is pretty new to me. And it makes a great fall palette. Keeping that. These next two, what am I going to do with you? You are older than pretty much anything in my collection. What are we going to do with you? It is the Magic Mini and the Masquerade Mini. This green, I don't have another green like it. And so I really want to keep it, and I really like this violet as well. I don't really reach for the tops that much. I reach for those. Do I need both of you in here? But I really, really like that blue. Can you pop out Juvia's Place shadows? Has anybody ever tried that? Look how cool of a palette it would be if I kept the bottom 2 rows in this one and the top 2 rows in this one. I think that would be such a fun palette. So I'm getting rid of them, but I'm going to see if I can kind of depot them. So, I mean, I think I did pretty good. These are all my declutters. I'll count all those up for you now and count all of the ones I'm keeping. So I thought it was I got rid of a lot more than I thought I was going to, because I did a pretty hardcore cut last year. But what I didn't do last year is I didn't get rid of any of my Juvia's Place ones because I thought I had to collect them all. And so that's why there's a pretty big cut this year, is because I got rid of a bunch of those that I just wasn't using and would rather have somebody else use. So what do you guys think? I hope it inspires you to kind of, you know, use the things that make you happy, that bring you joy. If they're just sitting there on the counter, and they're in a drawer, what good is it doing anybody? Just my opinion. Let me know how you guys are doing. I love chatting back and forth with you guys. I hope that you guys have a beautiful rest of your day. Stay safe, take care of yourselves, take care of one another, and I will see you soon. Bye.